Welcome, welcome, welcome. I decided to drop in today, but I'll give a few more people time to get in. I haven't been here so long. I don't know how these notifications work. Hey, Taylor. Hey, everybody. Hey, Taylor. Dolly, thanks for joining me and those in the bushes. Now, listen. Whew, I haven't been here in a long time. I'm a little nervous. I don't usually do lives anymore. I'm trying to upload things. It's just so much going on. But every time I get the notion and bring my ass down here and tell what I see or what I see, I'm going to do that and no one is going to stop me. I don't know if the notification's going out. So please, if you have a channel, share this live. Anywho, oh, I know it's been a lot, you guys. Taylor, I've seen you in action. Dolly, I've seen you. I hang up in the bushes. No, don't be nervous. Thank you, Dolly. I've been up in the bushes. I was out of town, had a great time in Atlantic City. I did my best to gamble, gamble, gamble. You know, I love to gamble. Miss Pizarro knows I love to gamble. Diva and I was together in Atlantic City at my granddaughter's competition. And I mean, I just gambled my little damn heart out. So when I got home, I was tired and I had to go to work. I had been there the whole weekend. But anywho, let me tell you something. I came home because I got in a text, yeah, and it told me something was going on and to go over to Kimmy's. Now, I don't go to Kimmy's. I'm not subscribed to Kimmy. I only watched her a portion, and I can't watch it and I don't watch it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and just have a bash Kimmy party and jump on the bandwagon. However, I am going to talk about Kimmy, Bree, Lady Nika, James, Raw B, Privilege, Peace, Love, and all of them today. And I'm going to talk about them because I saw this shit coming. I saw the whole thing coming with Bree and Kimmy. It's been brewing for a long time. Now, Kimmy is very theatrical and dramatic. So she gives a good show. The little portion I saw of her, it was a good show. After I heard that she was dragging Bree and was exposing Bree, it just wasn't for me. Not that me and Bree have no great rapport or relationship. You know, we done had our little back and forth, but it was nothing. It ended okay. You stay over there and I stay over here. And I don't have a beef with her. Now, I follow Pizarro a lot. Well, here's the craziest thing. To me, I don't even know why people was fucking shocked at what Kimmy did. It's her character. It's who she is. We saw it on Bree's platform, and now she has a platform of her own. We saw it there. So why was people shocked when she talked about Bree and dragged Bree through these YouTube streets? I wasn't shocked at all. And you'll be shocked that I'm going to say this. I believe a lot of it, what she was saying was true. I really do. Because that's the name of the game. If you guys think everything is predictable here, I knew the relationship wasn't going to last with her and Bree the way she came on Bree's platform and started trying to control, and she had become basically the spotlight of Bree's show. So I knew it wasn't going to last. It didn't take a rocket scientist to see that she wanted her own spotlight, and at that opportune time, she was getting it over in Pettyville. And a lot of people were liking her, but then you had a lot of people who didn't like her. So I knew, hey, Queen, thanks, baby. I know you coming forward. I knew it wasn't going to last. But what I didn't know, that it would turn out to be so nasty, so grimy, so downright low life, the shit that they were doing. She was doing, basically. Now, do I believe Bree talked about people? Her, Lady Nika, Kimmy, Bless Watkins, all? Absolutely. That's the name of the game. That's what you do. Over here, you get comfortable with people when you join alliances with them for whatever reason. you get comfortable. You get so comfortable, sometimes you develop a YouTube ship or a real friendship. Now, Kimmy and her friendship was real, right? In real life. To me, it was never a friendship. When you come down here and you could do the shit you did, Kimmy, and I don't know, I'm sure you probably don't fool with me like I don't fool with you. You do the shit you did and did that girl the way she did, you did her. You were never her friend. Now you had an agenda, and I think you reached your agenda, and it was revealed at the end. And when you say, oh, I really didn't want to start a channel. I hate when people say that. I really didn't want to start a channel. People forced me. No, people can't make you do shit. Anything you do willingly. And so you started that channel and you came out here doing just what you wanted to do. Nobody made you expose Bree, Lady Nika, Bless Watkins, Ken, and all of. Nobody made you do that. You did that because you saw it was working for you. You wanted to be in the mess. You agreed to be in the mess when you started your YouTube channel. Now you say you want to be positive. It's hard for you to turn back now because it seems like the more you come on, from what I see and hear from other people videos, you constantly are in shit. So that's where you want to be. Stop the fake and just say what you want to do. I want to be in the shit. I like the shit. I want my channel to grow by being involved in the shit. You already know what it gives over here. Everybody over here know what it gives. Why were you guys so shocked that she did Bree that way? And that Bree has said some things behind our back, people back. When I say our, the subs and the content creators. Why were you guys shocked? That's what you see all the time down here. Everybody who comes down here and create a YouTube channel in this beef sector will eventually have to expose everything they have done together. And that's a fact. You cannot avoid that. That's why if you want to come down here and you want to create a positive channel or a channel in another direction, you can't get in that beef shit because you can't turn around. You just can't. Because now you have to come down here and the very people that you aligned yourself with, now you have to fight against them. And that's exactly what happened there. There's no doubt in my mind, Lady Nika talked about James. Bree talked about James. They all talked about each other because that's what they do. And they may not like me because I call it, but I'm calling it the way I fucking see it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They all was talking about each other. But the bad thing about it is eventually they fell out with each other. So now they want to expose each other and drag each other and leave the beef sector. You've been here doing this shit. You guys don't have to leave. Continue to run your channels. Now, they want to evolve. I get that. Everybody don't want to beef. Lady Nika's been trying to get away from it. It seems like Bree been trying to get away from it. Kimmy is just getting her feet wet into it. Those numbers are coming. She the hottest thing going now. So she's going to keep going for a while until she get exhausted. But for her, from my perspective, and what I see, is going to take a long time for her to get exhausted and tired because this is who she is. She did this shit so well when she hit this platform that it lets you know that this is what she liked to do and this is who she really is. And there's different sides to her. It's just different sides to her. We're just seeing some of the sides, but this is going to go on for a while. Now, I noticed that Lady Nika, she's doing different content, and I believe Bree is doing content. So they haven't left the B sector. They just decided to do something more in their favor, will make them grow. You guys can't be mad at them. Hey, baby girl. But again, too, you can't be surprised because it's no doubt in my mind that it went down some of the ways that Kimmy said it. She just added her spice to it. And yes, she probably added a couple lies. But again, there's no doubt in my mind that they all was talking about each other because at one point they all weren't so close as they end up being. So perhaps they did say some bad things about each other. But that doesn't negate the fact that they are friends now. They may be friends now, want to do something different now. But Kimmy, she's getting her feet wet. She the hottest thing going, I guess. Like I said, I don't watch her. I never personally. I don't have no problem saying she hasn't done anything personally to me. I just didn't like her character. I didn't like who she was. So I just stayed away from her. So I'm not subscribed to her channel. I watched it one time, I think maybe one or two times. I'm not going to lie. And I just wasn't vibing with her. And that's okay. She probably don't vibe with me as well. I don't know. And I don't care because I'm not that invested. However, I do believe some of the stuff she was saying. Now, do I believe she's going to last? Nope. I think that if she doesn't pull back and do what she really came down here to do, which right now it seems like to me, she came down here to beef. She came down here to do exactly what she's doing, and she's very theatrical, dramatic. She has great presentation. She got good verbiage skills and all that. So she'll last for a little while, but here's the deal. Eventually she will burn out and die because it'll be no one to beef. You know, she won't have anyone to beef. She done beefed with her biggest beefers, and that was who? Brianna. Because people was dying to see what she had to say about Brianna. They were dying to hear what Brianna had to say about Kimmy because they thought and they knew they had some tea to spill. And she just happened to come out here swinging a little harder than Bree. Several times Bree said she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to go there with her, and she wanted to just walk away. Now, I want to say this, and again, you might not like what I'm saying, but you know I don't give a shit. I'm going to do me, and then I'll go back into the clouds. However, I do believe that Brianna and Kimmy were still friends, leading us to believe that they weren't friends. Is a couple of things I picked up from other people's videos that I had picked up long time ago. In fact, a person in this chat right now heard me say several times, and we had a conversation that Bree and Kimmy were still friends. I do believe they were still friends for a while, just by some of the things the both of them said that they had contact with each other. I called her, I texted her, I told her I want to be left alone. I just told her to leave me the fuck alone. Can't your friends and you just go away? But if you guys are still contacting each other, this is more to the story, what you guys are leading us to believe. So I've always thought that they have maintained some type of relationship, even after we thought it was over in our eyes from what we saw. I believe they remain some type of friends. That's just me. But I know I ain't the only one because I have spoken to some other people about, and they say the same thing. I still believe they are friends. Now, what they saying here, showing us that's something different, but they were still friends because we heard them say they contacted each other after the fact that they said that they were no longer friends. So yes, I do believe a lot of that shit took place, but I also believe a lot of it was made up. The parts I heard, you know, when I watched the videos, it sound made up. She was making it up as she go. To me, that's what Kimmy was doing. So, but I never trust anyone. And I tell you guys all the time, I limit my YouTube ships and friendships, even in real life, because it's hard for me to trust when you see shit like this. You had staunch supporters and who still will support you, and you kind of disappointed them. You played in our face, in our panties, as they would say, because you guys all along was behind the scenes creating chaos for other people and doing shit. But you tried to make us believe that you weren't friends anymore and that you guys wasn't working together. But in order to maintain a beef, the beef sector longevity here, you have to beef. You have to have alliances with people. You have to create chaos. You have to be behind the scenes working together to keep what they call the show going. If not, then the beef sector will dry up. And I think it's drying up now because I believe people are really getting sick of these content creators insulting their intelligence. That's why I choose not to watch a lot of people anymore, because you're not gonna fucking sit here and insult my intelligence, tell me one thing and I'm watching another. You will lose my support, because to me, you blatantly lied to me thinking I'm stupid, and I don't do that too well. Hey, bossy, what's going on, baby? I don't do that too well. So I believe all of them was in it together. Shit went sour. They were trying to hold it together by these behind scenes meetings, Zooms, or private StreamYards, whatever. And it all just blew up in their face and came to surface. And now they feel some kind of way because it made them look bad. I hate to say it. It made them look bad. I thought they looked bad, and I'm not going to take that back, and I'm not going to bite my tongue and not say what I want to say. It made Lady Nika look bad. It made Brianna look bad. It made Kimmy look bad. It made Raw look bad, because Raw linked up with Kimmy out of nowhere after being friends supposedly for a long time. I don't know what they call a long time friendship, but she claimed to have been friends with Raw for a long time. It didn't take Raw but a couple of lives to realize that Kimmy was getting all the shine. See, this is what this shit is about, y'all. Don't be fooled. I knew they weren't gonna last because Kimmy was getting all the shine and Raw wasn't. So what happened was, hey, secretly Raw felt some kind of way. Kimmy getting all the numbers, she getting all the shine. I ain't getting shit. So I got to do something to make myself relevant, because her channel is not popping. That's a fact. So she was co-hosting Kimmy for a while, right? So when she saw that Kimmy was, hey, independent Tisa, when she saw Kimmy was getting all the vibe and getting all the shine, she felt some kind of way. And I don't give a shit what nobody tells me, because I already could see she was going to feel some kind of way. I called it weeks before they even decided that their friendship was over. I said, this is not going to last very long, because eventually she's going to get jealous of her, and because she's going to get all the shine. And that's exactly what happened. And when that started to happen, and then she didn't like what was going on with Mimi, because her and Mimi have been friends for some time. I think Raw and Mimi has been friends longer than Kimmy and Raw was. I knew eventually it would just fall apart. And that's what happened. So shit like this, you could see. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that no one is really friends down here, that they all are really just playing in our faces, making us believe one thing while they doing another. They were behind the scenes doing all that bullshit, creating all that chaos with people and different content creators, and now they bow out because it got too deep. And now Kimmy is here doing her thing. So now she has to beef with everyone. She has to beef with everyone to maintain, because that other shit, I don't care how good her editing skills are. I don't care what kind of sponsors she have right now or what she has going for her. Her numbers is coming from beef. So it would be hard for her to turn around. Sure, some supporters going to stay with her, but how long they going to stay with her? Because most people over here, and let's deal with reality, y'all. Most people over here are over here for the drama. And if you're not bringing the drama, they're not interested. That's just happened to be the sector we in. So they're not interested in anything else but the drama. So if you don't want the drama and you really don't want to beef, because I call it bullshit, you want to beef, you came out here swinging too hard, Kimmy, not for you wanting to beef, sis. It looked like you had an agenda and you followed through. You went over to the black sector. You aligned yourself with some of them over there because you needed those followers, those subs from over there. You was over here. You saw where they didn't have any use for you anymore over in the beef sector until you created your own page. So you had to do something, and you're smart enough to know to go somewhere else and look for alliance. So you went somewhere else and look for alliance, and you have a pretty good crowd over there. They say that you're knocking down numbers. I will not lie. I just don't have no interest in you, so I don't watch you. But I'm curious to know, why did you do so much to Brianna when she really didn't do much in front of our eyesight? to you. It seemed like you purposely became her friend, like I said before, so you can attack her at the end. And you did just that. And yes, you did make Brianna look bad. And she knows she looked kind of bad because I think people didn't expect her to do the shit she did because they didn't see her in that light, you know? And you made her look bad, but you made yourself look bad also. One thing I could say about you is that you stood in your shit. You said, yeah, you talked about everybody too. So that's what y'all did. Y'all talked about everybody behind their backs, and then you guys tried to expose everyone. At the end, when your friendships got raggedy, you decided to expose anyone. So I saw that bullshit. I saw a long time ago. Like I said, there's no real friends on here. They could say what the hell they want. You guys don't be fooled. There are no real friends on here. And I could call it because I see it. I will not go too in depth to develop a YouTube ship or friendship with a lot of people on here because they show you just who they are. They show you they ain't shit. The friendships ain't shit. They don't think shit about you. It's all about a mighty dollar. And once they start hitting those numbers and the subs started rising, the money started rising, the cash apps, the super chat, then they really start showing their asses and they'll turn against their mama for $1. And that's a fucking fact. Don't y'all be surprised. That is a fact. I told you I don't sugarcoat it. When I do come down here and say something, I say what I mean. Once the money start, Kimmy starts seeing the money good, so she start acting more of a fool. Brianna act more of a fool. Lady Nika, all of them act more of a fool on their channels because they're getting paid to do that. That's their job. Don't be mad at them because they're doing their job. Now, I'm not talking in no bad way about them. I'm just telling you facts. I don't know why you all were so damn surprised about what happened with Kimmy, Brianna, Lady Nika, who that other lady, the Miss O, who else was in it? Whoever they put in it, they threw everybody in there. Why were you guys surprised? That's what they do. That's what keep these YouTube streets going, the beef sector. They create chaos so they could beef. It's just that when they get so big, they get delusional, they get big-headed, they don't respect their subs and they don't respect other content creators. They talk shit. And once they start talking shit to you, like they in control of everything, and you can't do shit over here unless I tell you to do it, and I'm the queen over here, and I'm the queen over here, and you motherfuckers can't come through me unless I say something. I feed all you. As soon as you start getting a fucking ego like that, it deflates in no time because you are talking shit to the very same people who created you, whether they have your numbers or not. You're talking shit to these very subs who created you, to content creators who support you. You call yourself getting so big that you're talking down on other people that eventually your shit will come to a halt. And that's what's happening now. Your shit is exploding. Those very people who talk shit to some other people. You have to respect people. No matter how big you get, you have to maintain a certain stature in order to survive, period, in your business. I don't care if it's beefing or what. I don't care if it's over here in the beef sector, the beauty sector, the mommy sector, the chorus sector, whatever sector they have, you still have to be humble. And a lot of people come down here, and when they get what they call like a little celebrity status, and if you look at this small community we in, those people are somewhat little celebrities over here. They have huge followings. You know, the people love them. They could feed the people shit, and the people still follow behind them and love them. It doesn't make a difference because they have gained some of those what I call blind followers. So you could feed them anything, they still going to support you. Now, remember, I'm not directing this towards Bree only or anybody else. I'm talking about any content creator that come down here and disrespect other content creators, to the fact that, hey, I'm bigger than you, I'm better than you can't do shit, you can't move. As long as I'm here, I'm the one who let you. Whoever talk like that, eventually their ass is going to die, because you will evolve, you will grow, and you will become bigger than them because they didn't remain humble. And I see it done over here all the time. Oh, you can't grow, you can't do this unless other content creators. This is the godmother, the godfather, the god uncle, this, and you can't get in till we allow you. You don't have to allow me to do a fucking thing. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and you gonna take it just like that. Now you could do the shit that you normally do, and I'll tell you some of the things they do. They can throw those dog whistles out there. They do that quite well. Oh, I don't fuck with Mz.Teavalocity. Y'all could go over there if y'all want to, but I don't fuck with her. So, staunch followers, people who support people, like, they normally won't mess with you if they're leader, because that's what it all becomes, like a little cultish type thing. I know y'all don't like this type of teaching, but I'm a teacher anyway. You become cult-like minded, and because you like George, you don't, and George don't like Mz.Teavalocity, you ain't gonna like Mz.Teavalocity. You ain't gonna go over there and fool with her. That's one thing they do. Number two, a lot of times they will go, a bigger content creator will go live knowing that you have the same subs and they giving the bullshit over there, and you doing something a little different, you know, you doing a little something a little different, but they know we here for the mess, so they will go live when you go live. I watch the shit they do over here. I study it quite well. I don't say too much, but I'm gonna talk today. They'll go live when you go live and draw your crowd. I've seen them do that several times. If you schedule live and they don't like you and they trying to keep you at bay, they will schedule live the same time that you go live so they could snatch your little people. I see all types of shit that they do. I ain't stupid. I'm just not up for the game. So I just keep it moving in my directions and stay in my lane. But I see you. I see you the long way. A lot of people on here, they talk shit and they throw your name out there, and then they turn everybody against you. And what happens? You trying to make your way. So you get up here and you start beefing with them, but eventually you kind of self-sabotaging yourself because they have so many strong supporters that will go against you. Is like self-sabotaging. So why would you even get in the ring with people sometime that's a little bigger than you when you're a smaller content creator? You know, that's the truth, y'all. I'm talking damn facts. Y'all can say what y'all want. I've been studying this shit. I just choose not to play it. You know, big hair equal bye-bye to my clicks and views. Right. Because if they didn't have you, if they didn't have you as subs and supporters, they won't last. Do you know this beef shit would die if a lot of supporters say, oh, I'm getting so sick of this, I don't want to watch this. If they stop talking about certain people, eventually those people will wilt away by us subscribing and watching them. Even if I'm in the bushes, say for instance, watching any content creator, I'm still giving them a click in the view. They're still having my view. It's still counting. So it doesn't matter whether I jump down in your chat and engage in conversation. If I'm watching you from abroad, you still got my click and view. But if I stop watching you and everybody you talk shit to, and people start seeing what you really about, and they don't want to be bothered with you, what'll happen? You will wilt away because you delivering one specific content. It's not like you delivering a variety of content. You stuck in a trap, really, because you can't even do anything different. So when you come out here cussing, hooping and hollering, dragging people and fighting, you know, different content creators, fighting the subs, you're not gonna last. You may be booming now, but you're not gonna last long, because you're not gonna have anyone to fight with. If everybody start ignoring your ass, who you gonna drag? Who you gonna expose? What texts and emails that you could show? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't trust none of text messages or emails. All that shit could be manipulated. Even voicemails could be manipulated to suit someone's narrative, to fit their narrative. So I don't trust any of that. So some of the text messages that's being shown, or what is it, emails, I don't believe none of that shit or half of it. But it makes the person watching it like, damn, they got receipts. None of this garbage receipts. We all can make up receipts. I told you somebody was emailing me with this address causing friction with me and Reed. They didn't like reading my relationship. And so they were emailing me, and I'm new to the game. Shit, I bid it. I hook, line, and sinker. I said, oh, she thinking this and Reed thinking this about me. And it wasn't even like that really, but it caused friction with a group that we had created. And so I lost some subs behind it because Reed had been here for years. Those people had been following Reed and they liked her. A lot of people was like, I'm the new kid on the block, we not sure about you. Some people say I'm phony, I'm faking, I'm this and I'm that, and oh, she's supposed to be positive, but she a mess. I have never told anybody anything different than I'm just like y'all. I like some of the mess. I don't create chaos. I don't create mess, and I'm not going to be in the thick of mess. I will come down here and say what the fuck I want to say, when I want to say, how I want to say, and then I will leave. You won't see me going back and forth with anyone down here because that's not my level. I'm above that. I don't care what no one else think. I am above that. Yes, I have exploded several times. I have exploded maybe 3 or 4 times. You're not gonna see me do that shit every day. It's exhausting. It's demonic. I can't keep up. I don't want to keep up, and that's what I'm not here for. But when you see a person, now y'all could take this shit to the bank. When you see a person that come out here and do that shit every day, and they could do it without missing a beat, that's who they are. It's not a facade. It's not a character. It's who they are. That's not who I am. So I'm not going to come down here cussing, hooping, and hollering. You're not going to make no money off me. You're not going to come over here and tear ass either. Now, I have let people on the platform, and yes, we have had some good times, and, I've done a little messy stuff. But when it comes to creating real hurt, harm, or even putting someone's channel in danger, their children in danger, their family in danger, I'm not for that shit. Everybody now, the big thing is they want to go to the law. Okay. What is the law going to do when you doing the same damn thing to the person that you are complaining about or you filing charges about? Just help me understand that. What do you think the law is going to do when you up here creating videos? I don't give a shit if you take them down. They are still there. They can confiscate your computer or whatever they need to do, and they will get whatever videos you have created. And when they see that you all are doing the same damn thing, they not going to do shit. So stop running to the law. Stop wasting legal fees. If you're wasting legal fees, no one is able to sue anyone because you're all doing the same damn thing. And that's just my take on it. Bottom line. Yep, you can't even trust your eyes around here. That's why discernment is a paramount. And I tell you, let me tell you something. I have a strong sense of discernment. A lot of times, Duchess, this is no lie. I sit back and I talk to Diva, BB Nice. I ain't gonna lie, somebody I talk to, and we get down in conversation, and I'm like, man, look at this shit. Can you believe this? Now listen, that ain't gonna last. Let me tell you what's gonna happen now. In fact, somebody wrote me the other day and said, Mz.T, I knew you said it was gonna happen, but I didn't know it was gonna happen so soon. This shit is predictable. Like I said, no one is around here that's real friends. They all going for the same thing, dollars to get paid. You have heard people say, if you're not down here getting paid, you a dumb bitch, you stupid, you this and that. Everybody who come on here should get paid. I do this as a job. I'm making money. So as those numbers and views run up, so does the paycheck. And so you're going to constantly stay in drama if you want that money. But thank God, and I'm not talking about anyone else's finance, I'm going to talk about mine. I can always, like anyone else, use a couple of extra dollars but all money ain't good money. And my father told me that when I was a kid, and I didn't know what it meant, but now I know exactly what it means. All money ain't good money. So if you doing shit and you wasting your energy and your time and you running around here playing with demons and doing all this shit, please know that it's not good money. It's not good money. It may be good for you now, but you losing a lot in the long run. See, I can't come down here and call a bunch of bitches, motherfuckers, docs, and do all that crazy. Look at people, dead husbands, alive husbands, go to kids' school, talk about somebody's dead. I don't have that I'm not giving YouTube that energy, because that's a lot of energy you get. That's a lot. That means you have to create drama every day you wake up. I don't want to live like that, but that's the only way I'm going to make money over here. Trust and believe. I did something the other day, and Queen Diva is a witness. I said, Queen, all you do but have to label your make your thumbnail and label your video a certain way, and people will flock over here. And you know what? The video didn't even pertain to the beef sector of YouTube. And within 30 minutes, I had like 100 views because of the way I titled it. It had nothing to do. It had something to do with those children beating on that elderly woman. But the way I know you effing lying, girl, please come here. It was Ask Diva, 100 views in 30 minutes. That's because people came in there to see the drama, and it was clickbait. Basically, to them, it was clickbait. When they saw that it wasn't about what was going on around here in the beef sector, they got the hell on. But it was a good video. It really was. It was a disheartening one about what happened. But all this shit, you guys, I can't even imagine again. And this, I'm going to let it go. You know, I don't stay on long. I can't imagine how you guys was upset or thought anything different when all this shit was aired out and these people walked away and this channel was popping. What did you think was going to happen? That's what keeps it going over here. Mess. You have to talk about each other, and you get comfortable. Like I get comfortable talking to BB Nice. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, that's my friend behind the scenes. And I get comfortable talking to Queen Diva. If they decide that they wanted to talk against me or come down here and create a channel and expose me, what would be a better way? I done gossip to them. That's what we do. We gossip, right? Cut the bullshit. We all gossip. We all talk about each other to a certain extent. Now, you don't do it to hurt anybody, but you gossip. And that's what's happening. These people were gossiping and creating havoc behind the scene. And because you saw them in one light, and you really don't want to see them in that light, you feel sorry for them. But fuck it, they did it. They was a part of the mess. It is what it is. You either gonna like them or you not. And that's the bottom line. It doesn't change anything with a lot of people who subscribe to other content creators who's no longer here or who was caught up in some mess. It doesn't change the fact that you like them. Yes, you might say, just like that little man up there. Damn, I didn't know you was like this. Oh, you did that? Oh, I always thought that you would never do that. Oh, but you did it. They human. They over here in the beef sector. They have to grow. That's how they grew, by creating mess, being in mess, beefing with each other. So why are you guys so surprised and shocked that Kimmy came down here and did all the damage she did, or she thought she did? Because like I said, the little portion that I saw, I don't believe. I heard Peace Love talk about her and Peace Love got this thing going on now. You know, hey, I wish the best for them. But why go to the law? Why would anybody, threaten strikes and go on to the law? Because you can't take the heat? Then get the fuck out the kitchen. Just don't be bothered. You brought your ass down here in this arena. You know what it was about. You was part of it behind the scenes. Now you doing your own thing, creating chaos. No. Don't go to the Lord. Don't strike anybody page. Just sit here and fight. Just fight, just like you was fighting elsewhere. Don't run now. We want to see y'all fight. Ain't that what yourselves want to see you fight? Hey, Angela, how are you, baby? Yeah, don't run now. No, keep on exposing each other. That's what they want. They want the tea. They want the drama. So keep dropping the tea, spilling the tea, and bringing the drama. That's what the sector is about you here. Now, if you really want to leave because you want to do something different and you tired, I respect that from any content creator. This shit gets tiresome. But no. I always say, don't run now. Get your ass out here and fight. That's what you want to do. Get out here and fight. Don't run now. We want to see you fight. Because that's what we're here for, the mess, right? So you want to see them fight. That's just me. I'm about to get out here. I told you it wasn't long, but I saw this shit coming. I ain't surprised by none of it. I tell you, I never trust no one here. They all talk about each other, but you got to remember they weren't friends at first. And the people who really don't like Brianna, they're going to drag her and make it look worse than what it is. The people don't like Lady Nika, they're going to drag her and make videos and make it look like the worst because they already don't like those people. So it's easy for someone to come down here and really lie on them. They can actually lie on them. And if you don't see proof, I wasn't on that damn phone. I don't believe none of those texts and emails. I don't care what nobody say. That shit could be manipulated. So I don't care about none of it. To believe none of it is not going to make a difference with me. I'm not going to stop liking those two ladies. I don't have anything against them. Like I said, I've never been a fan of Kimmy's. I must say that. And I'm not jumping on no Kimmy's bandwagon. I don't give a fuck how many videos, if she hears this, that she make. I'm just not a fan of hers because I do believe she came on these streets with ill intentions. And one of the intentions I said before in my Snakes in Your Camp video, one of them was to destroy Bree. I just believe that in my heart of hearts. Now, I'm going to drop this link. If somebody want to come on and just, that's fine. But you know, I don't be here long. I am really working on uploads. I'm going to buy me a new editor app and work on my uploads. I don't mind going live. Like today, it was tough for me to go live because if I'm not talking about what I'm doing my uploads on, and I'm going to do more of that, then it's nothing for me to talk about. I'm not really interested in what goes on over here. Like I said, I really want to grow in an organic way, doing something different. But I too sit in the clouds sometime and watch the mess. I'm not exempt from being dragged, doxxed, or nothing, getting involved, people making videos. Nope. If you're down here, that's what happens. Right, Bossy? Hey, baby girl, thanks for joining me. That's what happens. But just know this, no one is a victim in this situation. The situations that's going, no one is a victim. But you all, is easy to make someone look like a victim when you have so many people against them and dragging them. You know, so many people making videos, dragging them and talking about them. You make them look like the victim of bullying. And that's why I don't like that shit. People play up to that. You know, like you're bullying them. No. You're not getting bullied. Your ass is getting drug around these YouTube streets like everyone else. It's just your turn. And while you making that money, you just take this ass whipping that they handing out to you. It's no difference than what you've been used to. You've seen it. You've been a part of it before. You sat on platforms and cussed folks out. You laughed at them. You drug them about their looks. You did all that. So now it's your turn for people to drag you for your looks, drag you for your pearls, drag you for whatever they drag you about your way. It's just your turn. That's all. Everyone has a turn down here when you stay in bullshit. And you stay in bullshit. And that's just a fact. Hey, no harm or no foul, Kimmy. I'm just telling you. I'm just calling it like I see it. You may not like it, but you claim you was coming down here. You created your channel to be positive or to be, you know, to do lifestyle changes and things like that. You didn't come out swinging like that, though. You didn't come out here swinging like, hey, sisters, let me uplift you. Let me show you some nice makeup foundation. Let me help you get your hair together. Let me uplift you. No, you came out here swinging hard. And now you have to get dog walked like everyone else who come out here swinging hard and in the mess. They will dog walk your ass. You will go on that walk and you'll be okay. And if you decide to turn around, then that's your decision. But right now, ain't no sense of striking people pages, calling law enforcement, filing charges, none of that. Just take your ass whooping like a grown woman. But again, you're running out of players because who you gonna beef with next? You done did Reed, Rita, Bree, Lady Nika, Ken. You even did your brother. You did your brother over there. You did who else? Um, who else that I can remember? Oh, you at Peace Love. You and her done got into it. So you almost at your limit over here. You're gonna have to find oh, you talked about you talked about that girl over there and her wigs and her eyelashes and different things. So you done dogged her out. So you done had a little tip with her over there. Hey, butterfly, what's going on, baby? You came out fighting like that. So now keep your ass in this ring. Don't talk about calling the police, filing charges. If people making threat about you on the organization, you brought your organization out here. Just listen. Get out here and fight. And then carry your ass wherever you want to go. But you just can't do all that stuff talking about striking people channels and things of the sort because people just don't care really. They've gone through this before, so you're not doing anything or saying anything that no one else has said or tried to do. Keep the law, keep the agencies out of it, and just fight your battle, sis. You're in the ring now, fight. Don't tell me that you didn't really want to come down here and do this because you do it so well. You do it so well. And yes, you have alliances with certain people and people like you. Hey, TC, and people like you. You have a lot going for you, but you need to make up your mind. Are you going to be in the beef or you not going to be in the beef? That's just the question I have for you. Because right now, you're not looking like you're trying to go in any other direction. And a lot of sponsors will not sponsor bullshit either. Keep that in mind. So you need to make a choice. Do you really feel you have other stuff to offer? Then offer that stuff and get off the beef wagon because this is not going to cut it. You have too many people against you. Remember, people will align themselves up against you when you start threatening to strike and call law enforcement and sue people. You just going to have a mass of people coming at you now and you won't be able. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen.
Hey, I would love to come on and say some things, but of course I'm driving. It's Errol's birthday, so I'm going to Longhorn Steakhouse, sis. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. See, well, do your
Yeah,
thing.
you know.
I appreciate you. You
But
would
I
too.
agree with a lot of the things you're
Yeah.
saying. I'm listening. I just can't do too much modding because I'm driving.
Okay. Well, you know what? Butterflies in
Mhm.
here. We be nice. I appreciate them for joining
Good.
tonight. So
Okay.
they're
All
modding.
right.
They're modding
Hey,
as
hey,
usual.
everybody. I'm so happy to see a lot of you guys that's in the chat.
Now, Diva is the one who wants me to go live. I
Yes.
started to cancel this live because I don't have the energy. I don't feel like really coming down here, you know.
Mhm.
But when I do come down from this point on, from here, it wouldn't be anything about the beef sector. It'll be I'm covering stories that I think is really important to us and especially our communities. And my uploads are a part of what I'll be talking about. So that's what I need to stick to because I don't have beef to give.
Mhm.
I just don't have it to give. So I think I better stay in my lane and do
Stay in
what
your lane.
stay in my lane and go in the directions I'm going, you
Yeah.
know. So I got some uploads I want you guys to check out if you haven't checked them out already. It's about the young teen girl who married the 63-year-old. She turned 18.
Mhm.
I did an upload on that. I think I did an
Wow.
upload on that. Is Alexis where? Where is Alexis where? Is so many you guys twist and turn to that story. Something is not right with this Alexis Ware case.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah,
That's such
it's
a sad story how she
yeah.
just disappeared.
How she disappeared. But now they bringing so many things into play that
Mhm.
you don't know if somebody did purposely set this girl up and they kind of took her out of here. You know, like I
Mhm.
said, they said she was dealing with some guys in Baltimore and she had their products. Now, you don't fool with people products. If you know somebody, if you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about them products, you supposed to push
Mhm.
those products and return that money. So they claim
Right.
she got away with like 20 G's from somewhere else. So who
Oh
knows? Somebody
wow.
put a hit on her head, you know. I don't know, but it's weird because like I said, it's so many twists to this story, you guys. I just
Mhm.
don't know what to believe. TC, have you been following that? I don't know, but what I do know is this. Some say she was practicing, she was beginning to practice roots
Voodoo.
voodoo
Mhm.
and all that shit. And you know that if you don't know what you're doing, that stuff could turn
Mhm.
around and reverse on you. So they say
Mhm.
she was losing her mind. They also was stating that she was talking reckless and like she was losing her mind to the baby's fathers, and she has two
Mhm.
baby fathers, and both of them sound like she had called them just kind of delirious in a panic, kind of paranoid, and talking crazy the last time they spoke to her. So they
Wow.
said they knew something was going on with her, but they wasn't sure. Then
Mhm.
the aunt said on one of the platforms that she heard that she had got a hold to some drugs, that she had
Wow.
started smoking weed. Now the aunt claimed that to her knowledge, she didn't know of her taking drugs or smoking weed. So they don't know if she got a hold to some weed and somebody laced it. They don't know if
Mhm.
she got a hold to some drugs somehow, but they know she was acting strange. All they know is she was acting strange and she just disappeared. Yes. See, TC
Wow.
saying that. Yep. If you're not properly grounded or guided with that, witchcraft and voodoo and stuff, I do know a story of a person
Mhm.
who had got in trouble. They got in trouble and they believed in that I guess roots and everything. So they sent for some
Mhm.
roots, go against this person, and they did all this stuff, I guess what the people told them to do with the roots, and it did work for them.
Mhm.
Did get out of that jam, the jam that they were in. They didn't lose their job, and they dismissed the case or what they was going up against. So the roots worked, but I'm
Mhm.
wondering, they I've heard some crazy shit. To be honest, they told me that they found a snake in their sister's stomach because a woman who their sister was going with a woman who practiced that root shit and that witchcraft, I guess, and she put a snake inside of the woman's stomach, and eventually the snake killed her. Now I didn't believe it, you guys. Nope, I didn't believe it,
Mhm.
Diva. But when I went over my friend's house, because they said, I know you don't believe me. I said, nah, that shit is weird. They said, I swear, my sister had got sick at school all of a sudden one day, and my mama took her to the hospital. And when they took her to the
Mhm.
hospital, they did an x-ray and they saw a snake wrapped around
Wow.
the
Mm.
stomach. So they
Mhm.
removed the snake, and the mother took the snake and put it in a
Mhm.
jar. I guess to prove to people
Wow.
that it really took place. So when I went
Mhm.
over that person's mother house, they took me because they know I didn't believe that shit. I was like, oh man, come on, I don't believe that. A snake? Yes,
Mhm.
indeed. She had a snake on her
Mhm.
on the edge of the fireplace in a jar. And it was the snake
What?
that was in the sister's stomach, and the sister
Oh
died
my
because the
God.
sister had been messing with another woman's man, and that girl told her, "I'm gonna get you," and she put root.
Mhm.
Oh, look what she said. First and foremost, people who have documented mental illness or a propensity to mental illness, need not to indulge in that spirit. And they did say
Mhm.
that about her. They did say, TC, that they believe that she had some type of mental illness going on with her and that she could have had a mental breakdown. But the more I listen to the story and these people who's coming on other people's platform talking about it, something's more to this story. You know, some people say she's not missing. Some people say she's kidnapped. Some people say she just left. She couldn't handle the pressure anymore, and she just left her kids. Then you have family members saying she would never leave her kids. Then the baby's fathers also said she would never just leave her kids like that. But TJ, one of her baby fathers, said she was acting really weird, saying, just come get your son. Can you come get them for me? I got to go somewhere. And so I don't know. I don't know. Secondly, people who drink and do recreational drugs need not to indulge either. Yeah, TC, it's some crazy stuff going on with this case. Like I said, it's so hard to follow because it's the public opinions, and you hear so many stories. This guy is just loaded with information from her friends and family members, and they all singing like a different tune. So that's okay. Love you, sis. Appreciate you jumping on. They all singing a different tune. So I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, that's been, you guys, that happened in December, the latter part of December. And this girl hasn't returned yet, you know. So I know they have pictures of her on the Ring doorbell saying, you know, to the neighbor, she's leaving, she's moving. She promised her stuff to a friend of hers. She could have everything. She just had to leave town. The neighbor asked her why. She said because she had to get away from him. She didn't name who him was, but she said she had to get away from him. Hey, baby girl.
Hey, Mz.Teavalocity, how are you doing, beautiful?
Good, long time no see. How you doing, sugar?
I'm hanging in there, one day at a time, one day at a time.
I
Some
know.
days are better than others, but I'm coming along. I'm coming along. I'm so glad to see you.
Thank you. What
I
do you
missed the.
think about all? What
I'm
do you
sorry. Go
think?
ahead.
What do you think about all that I have talked about? You can put your 2 cents in it.
Okay, I call it my 4 cent.
Okay, well,
But
put your
I
4 cents.
didn't. I didn't catch everything you said about old girl because I came in kind of late. I caught the butt in, but if 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 I know you, then I know you said everything precisely. Even a little bit that I caught when I came in, it was precise. You know what I mean? And I've been saying from day one she was full of it. Me and her got into it because I told her she was full of it. So unfortunately, I've been seeing the whole
Is
thing.
that you, TC?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You say, oh yeah, you didn't like her from day one though.
No,
That's
I
true.
didn't.
You and her have gotten into it, so I know you didn't like her.
No, no, I seen right through it from day one. It's just I don't know. Like I said, God just blessed me with a gift that I see through people. I'm not always right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm always right, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm more right than not right. And
Sometimes we just have, I think somebody mentioned it in the chat, we have a discernment for people. And I always say when my spirit don't lock with someone, even if I don't know at that particular time why not, eventually is revealed to me down the road. So I just, certain people I don't have to talk about them, I don't have to drag, I don't have to do nothing. I just stay away from them. They just not my cup of tea. Like I'm not some people's cup of tea. What's happening,
Right.
TC?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi,
Hey,
TC.
baby, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, sisters? What's up? What's up? Into the chat.
TC,
Yes.
you know about Alexis Ware? You're following that Alexis Ware story?
Let me just say this. I've heard bits and pieces of it. I hadn't followed it, to the letter to the T, but I have gotten bits and pieces of it. And then of course, just putting some things together. Yeah. So
What you put
it's very
together?
interesting.
I was
Very
about to say it's very interesting. It's kind of crazy, and it is very interesting. Because the
It
sad thing
is,
about
but
it is she really could have mental illness and had just vanished. You know what I mean? Like vanished, like walked off. I don't know. It sounds very weird. I'm interested. I haven't watched the video. I would definitely go back and watch it. The
mhm.
notifications be funny around here, but I would definitely go back and check it out.
Go
Well,
ahead.
one of the things that I often, tell people in the spirit realm is that number one, everybody can't do it. Everybody not supposed to do it. Because it's a certain type of a thing that only certain people should be doing it. Number one, those who really know that they have the gift, those who really understand it and are grounded in it. Those who have a propensity to mental illness or have documented mental illness, they should really and truly stay away from it, because in the spirit realm, as we've heard, and seen and talks about it in the Bible,
Yeah.
spirits will come and try to fool you. They call them the tricksters. You know what I'm saying? And if
Yeah.
you're not, you know what I'm saying? So the tricksters will try to, they're gonna quote unquote, let's just say, come as your uncle so and so and so. Oh, and I love you, honey, and everything is good. But really, that's a trickster. And
Yeah.
so, right, you know what I mean? So if in the event that you don't have any grounding and really understanding in some things, I tell people to really stay away from it. But also there are a lot of people out here that talking about they're very spiritual, and they're actually facilitators of this whole human trafficking and body parts trafficking.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and that's real. That is
Let's go
absolutely
there.
real.
Let's go there. Now,
Okay.
you
Okay.
say that. Now, let me tell you something. Is a couple of black women have gone missing, you guys, and I'm going to upload some stories on them. And unfortunately, some of them have been found. But I do believe that human trafficking is real high now. Is real high. And is a
Very.
possibility that a lot of missing black women and men, or young women and young boys or men or whatever, I think some of them are being trafficked.
Oh, I
Absolutely.
believe that. Remember that female basketball player that came out and she kind of, people were saying that she was just talking crazy or whatever, but she was saying how allegedly LeBron James had her trafficked, and they was calling her crazy and all this other stuff. I don't know if you remember that story that came
No.
out about that female basketball player.
But it's easy for us to call people crazy and to ignore them than to really
Right.
dig deep and see what's going on. Now, this girl supposedly to y'all that now is coming out that some man that she have an involvement with, that her children have involvement with, had a driver, 18-wheeler or a semi truck, right? So they said she went into the 7-Eleven, that it was a semi truck blocking the view, that they couldn't see her come out the store or get out the car. All they know that she drove her car to the stoplight and sped around and went ahead of them. So my question is, perhaps that wasn't her in that car. And if you have tinted windows, the car that they showed on the news and her pictures, hey baby, what's happening? Check this out. They have tinted windows. So did they really see her in that car? It could be that somebody snatched her and put her in the truck. Now,
and took her car.
and took her car and sped off like that. Come to find out, the gentleman TJ, who they clearing up, hey, it's just Polo. How are you, baby? The gentleman that they clearing up, the baby's father, that they said really is in the clear. He had nothing to do with it. He's concerned about her. They say he could have been friends, or he know the person who drives the trucks, that they have some type of relationship, friendship. So now they saying, is it possible that he does know what happened to her, and perhaps he set up when he told her to meet him at the 7-Eleven? Just so happened that big truck came into play to obscure the view, and she probably never got back in her car.
Right.
So
I didn't know he said meet her at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, for gas. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. A lot of times, and we have to watch the whole transportation system. And I know, well, of course, all truckers and all transportation systems are not like this. But when you see these boxy white trucks,
Right.
Antennas need to go up. Why? Because here's the thing. Most of the time, the tractor trailer trucks can only come in to a certain, especially if you live in a big major city, okay? If you live in a big major city, the tractor trailer trucks, the big rigs, can only come but so far, right?
Right.
So then what they do is they have drop-off points. And then they drop off whatever, maybe a little load or whatever it is, and so forth, and then they in these box type of white boxy type of trucks.
Yeah.
And in the white boxy trucks, because of their their weight and everything, they're able and allowed to go through the cities and on the various streets and arteries. Right. So they're doing a lot of the transporting of people, places, people, and things. Okay. So be mindful because it is happening. There's a lot of gang related, and let me just say this, I'm talking about, especially for Black women, and I'm going to say this allegedly, and I'm going to say the word all the time, but you all know where I'm coming from. Okay. Allegedly, there are a plethora of gangs that are out here, from the cartels in various countries that are connected to the United States, all the way into Asia. Okay. And these cartels, the part of their gang initiation is, of course, to get women of particular melanated or high melanation. So just be mindful. They're really, like, that's why if you notice who owns some of these 7-Elevens and these, these. Okay, so you know who owns it. Okay,
Right.
so they
don't
nobody know no English, but don't nobody know no English, but they know how to get their money, huh? Really?
Right.
So they have to be in cahoots. They know what they're doing, so they know. Some of them may not know English very, very well, but they know what's going on. Okay, but they're also in cahoots with various people that are within our own country limits, if you will. Because there are people right here in the country that are doing the same thing. So so here's what I always say to people: just be mindful. Put your antennas up. Tell your girl, like, I don't even like to get my gas late at night. I try to get it as early in the morning when the other people and the everything is flowing and things of that nature. Try not to have you and your kids out there by yourselves. Try not to, if you can possibly. So I'm just saying that because that's real.
Children too. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's going on here in Philadelphia. I know a lot of people are in different places, but in Philadelphia, the gangs that are to be mindful of are the Asian gangs. Because you know why? Because they know how to cut. See, they don't do bullets and guns. They cut.
They cut.
Right.
Cut at certain places.
Okay.
And then,
they know the points. They know the points.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to be careful.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. They're studied in it. Don't get it twisted. They know how to take a person's hand and sit them down or put them to their knees just by holding their hands and applying pressure to certain points and put them to their knees.
Right.
They know this.
I tell you what, when this is the only thing, well, it's several things that strike me strange. See, for one, when you dealing with drugs too, right? You cannot fool with people's money. They will take you out over their money. And they have that rumor circulating that perhaps he was messing in that. So I don't know if maybe they human trafficked her. She was a nice looking young girl. They said she was into dancing and she was into making money. So when you say making money, they that she would do anything to get the bag. You know how they said she would do anything to get the bag. So I don't know if this girl got caught up into some shit she can't get out of, and perhaps she had to pay the price. I don't know if she done had a mental breakdown. It's just so many questions, TC. Like you said, with that spiritual stuff and that voodoo, and when people don't use it right, did it backfire on her and drive her crazy? I don't know. But
I think you're right when you said, Miss T, that there's too many. It's now too much public consumption,
yeah, it is.
and some people just, the telephone game.
Yeah, and they
People just
muddying the
throw out
water.
anything. And the sad part about
Yeah,
that is, one of these things could be true, but because people don't put out so many different things,
it,
it takes longer to process
yeah.
what actually happened to it. You know what I
Look,
mean?
Mm-hmm.
you
And
know,
which
I
Right.
is really sad.
okay, I was thinking this too. Because I heard a young lady say, and in fact, one of them had wrote me a comment, that they haven't heard much about it anymore. They let it go. Now, I don't agree that they have let it go, and maybe they have. She said you don't see it on the television, you don't hear anything about it in South Carolina, where the girl is from. I think perhaps with all these people talking, it takes them time to investigate all these key players. There's a lot of
Right,
Absolutely.
wrapped up in here. So maybe they
right,
thoroughly investigating and they will be close to some closure somehow, to see really what happened with this young lady. Now, how do I
right,
feel? It's strange because I feel like somewhat double-minded. And one mind is saying that, oh, she's alive. Somebody probably have her, or she probably had a mental breakdown and just left the kids. Because you don't know how much pressure a person could have if they have mental illness. You don't
right,
Mm-hmm.
know that. Or
right,
she's not, she's no longer here with us because she got
Mm-hmm.
herself into a jam. She was supposed to testify against somebody. She owed somebody money and all that stuff. So perhaps somebody have taken her away from us. But I don't
right.
know, you guys. It's just a
You
crazy
know
story.
yeah, it is crazy.
And then
Unfortunately,
and then
like
last but
TC
not
said, the
least,
black
and then
market
last but
Wait,
not
hold
least,
on. Both of y'all
you
talking. Wait. Hold on, TC. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead.
like TC said, the human trafficking in our organs is definitely
Yeah.
that black market is definitely very, very high. Very, very high. Especially the organs. Especially
and
the
and and
organs.
and last but not least, then you have those that do survive all of it. They survive a court, they survive the FBI, they survive all of this stuff, right? And then guess what? They can no longer live in their neighborhood, and because they done snitched, they done everything.
Yeah.
Now they have to what, re-identify
I know.
themselves. Now you see
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
whole now
Right.
they're going to some remote place, and
Mhm.
they're gonna be living in South Dakota somewhere. You understand what I'm saying?
And with a
And
new
Right.
identity, because
it,
they
Right.
did say that perhaps she was supposed to testify against someone,
see,
and they had a little bit, their hands are in it as well. Like I said, it's very confusing, make you think like, damn, you're not even clear on what to think. But they did say that she disappeared before she was supposed to testify, and I believe the people who she was supposed to testify against might have murked someone, and they are gang related.
see, yeah.
So, but
And see,
Regina
I didn't know
said
she was from
something.
South Carolina. I have no
Yeah,
doubt in my mind that they know what happened to that girl,
yeah,
and
and
they the ones
remember,
who they have
yeah.
everything to do with starting a multitude of rumors.
Well, I don't. It's just so much to this story, you guys. I tried to stay abreast of it, but you know how some stuff gets so confusing, you just walk away. I just say this shit too much. I'm getting
Okay,
confused listening
yeah.
to all
Yeah,
this.
like the
Yeah.
Kanika Jenkins situation. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just too much. Like, yeah, it's like the Kanika Dinkins situation somewhat, because they said her friends know where she at. They may have had something to do with. So it's just a crazy story. A beautiful young lady, but a lot of times, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and that's a fact. So if you live in that lifestyle,
Mhm.
then
Right.
9 times out of 10, you die by that lifestyle, and that's just a fact.
And you're easier target because you're at a disadvantage because you are considered the bottom of the talent pole and you are considered least of the human. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's real. Yeah, it's real sad.
That's what bothers me though so much, and this is why I'm really trying to put my focus on bringing awareness about missing black women or murder black women and different things, because
Hmm.
because they do make us
Mhm.
low on the totem pole, they don't investigate thoroughly like they would investigate for Gabby Petito and all those other Caucasian women. So it's our job to keep this alive, like somewhat. Now, I'm not gonna chase down these stories like no damn investigator, but when I come across a story, I am gonna put it out here to let people know, because if we stay silent, then it goes as a cold case. Don't know, we're not gonna look into it. If we don't stay on top of them and make them work for what you're paying them, you're paying your tax dollars and your money for them to do a job. And if we don't stay abreast of a lot of these situations, they just go as cold cases.
No, they do.
Probably,
something. And I gotta tell you, I'm sorry. Go ahead, TC.
I was just gonna say, I wanted to say something in agreement with what Regina is saying in reference to the Asian gangs, in reference to all of these naileries, and listen, these places are not popping up by coincidence.
You don't think so?
No, no, they know we know. Listen, they know we knew how to do hair. We own the hair, the funeral parlors. We own those industries. Yeah. We know how to do our nails. We did that. We had our own shops and everything. Back in the day, we got our tailored, men got their tailored nice suits, women got their tailored whatever else they were wearing, dresses and outfits and things of that nature. Oh, we were fedoras. We were sharp mo freakers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know. Right. But they have to have a legitimate business to put in closer to us on the corners and blase to, number one, what they're doing is they're continuously watching our behavior, who and what, and watching our girls, watching our boys, who is this and who are the ones that they can use to to be a part of that world, to bring stuff to our families and things of that nature, because they know that they know they're watching. This is not by happenstance at all.
Wow.
No, it's not. I believe that. Especially the harvest our organs and stuff like they've been doing. I definitely believe that. And I've been paying I've been paying attention to something else. The top elite, the 1%, there's a lot of them have married women with our pigmentation. So there is something that they know, and that they are trying to suck up every little bit of piece of us that they can, like really try and strap us up like we strap metal. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you got it right on point, sis. You hit the nail on the head, because if you notice all of the quote unquote stars and all that other stuff, you notice how everybody had this anti-aging serum, a face something, and everybody was going to listen. And then all at the same time, all these people go missing. Well, we also know that all of these ingredients is in the testicles and in certain parts of the labia majora and the labia minora of our own bodies.
Oh, you never even think about stuff like that. But we are valuable people. We are very valuable. And like you said, I know they like our pigmented, skin. They like to I got kind of thrown off, y'all. My ear was itching. But I know that they are doing more and more trafficking with us. And it's so sad because, like you said, we're getting so comfortable with different people in our neighborhoods and coming to take over our neighborhoods that we're not even aware that perhaps they are working in gangs and they are part of the trafficking, because it's something we used to going to the nail shop, not even thinking about anything, going into Walmart in the parking lots at night, not thinking that it's so many foreign people. And I don't mean foreign like different countries, just people we don't know. We don't know. That's what I mean by foreign. We don't know. We all just is a diverse place. The United States is a very diverse place. So we really don't know who's amongst us.
No, we weren't raised with these people. We weren't raised with these people, and now we don't know. We didn't go to first, second, third grade with them. I can go back in my neighborhood and I can say, I know someone so-and-so. I went to school with them. Oh, I remember her sister. just
Right.
my generation. But
Yeah.
these generations to come, everyone is so dispersed outward and things of that nature.
Mhm.
And then they have, like you say, new kids on the block. We
Yeah.
don't know. They don't know where these other folks are coming from and why they had to
Exactly.
leave. They had to leave their country to come over here to re-identify.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's some
Right.
weird stuff going on here, though, y'all. It's some weird
Mm-hmm.
stuff going on. And I think we're being distracted by other things while we're busy being taken out for real.
Oh
I
no,
think it's
really.
distracting
Between
us with other things.
legislation, the
Yeah.
lynching, and it's funny that they just passed that anti-lynching bill after all of these years. But
It's
it's funny that they
yeah,
finally passed it. But if you
yeah.
notice, our lynching has went back up.
A
I
lot of
think in the
things are
summer,
going.
at least what 5 to 6 people got found lynched.
Yeah, a
Yes.
lot is happening, and we're not
Right.
seeing it because they distracting us. And
Mhm.
I know I'm not the only one, and I'm admitted, but I know this damn YouTube distracts me a lot.
Mhm.
It distracts me a lot when you running on here to see what's happening. You know what's going on here. It's like hell. What's happening in the real world? But I do stay abreast of what's going on in the real world, and
Let's
it's
see.
a lot of distraction, y'all, because they trying to
I'm
do
trying to tell
we
you.
not we're not paying attention, and it's purposely done. Like she said, some of these
Mhm.
houses are purposely planted. Some of these people are purposely planted. Some of this
Mm-hmm.
distraction is purposely planted just to so we can lose focus and they could do whatever they
Yeah.
want to us.
Think of it as a flash mob. A lot of these scenarios are like purposely set up. Because you think about it, even when everything at the height of everything and the riots, think about when the riots was going on. How, why, and where was big loads of freaking bricks coming from in front of these stores and stuff? So every store had a construction site in front of it in every city.
Mm.
I didn't know about that. Let me change.
Right.
I
Cinder
mean,
blocks. There was piles of cinder blocks.
yeah,
Nobody,
stuff.
that went over everybody's head. There was piles of cinder blocks all up and through. Huh?
Wow.
Stuff is
Wow.
planted.
Okay.
Stuff is just planted for us, and it
Hmm.
seems like they're just watching us destroy ourselves, but they also aiding us with certain things to destroy our communities. And I was talking to somebody today. I was
Yeah.
and you notice how they allow neighborhood to go down. And I was telling them that is purposely done. They allow neighborhood to get what they call depressed, right? A depressed neighborhood, and they allow
Mm-hmm.
that to happen so they could come in there and swoop up the property for cheap and gentrify it, and you won't be
Right.
able to live to move us out of those communities. They
Right.
Exactly.
allow all these abandoned houses to sit around. Now you know with this money that most the United States have, and most states are allotted so much money, but they let those properties stay depressed because they want to come in there and swoop them up.
Yeah.
Stressed properties. Sorry, I'm saying depressed. Distressed properties. They want to swoop them up for cheap and gentrify it.
Hmm.
Eventually, they get us all out of that area because a lot of times
Yeah.
when they gentrify the area, it's so expensive that the average person living in that demographic are not able to live in those new houses.
You know, it's a prime example of what you're talking about, Miss T.
Huh?
You know, it's a prime example of what you're talking about in Baltimore. I
It's
forgot that
everywhere.
congresswoman lady
Oh,
that
it's
was running.
everywhere.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
everywhere.
here
It's
in
everywhere.
DC.
It definitely is everywhere.
I
But
watch
that
people in
congresswoman in
DC.
Baltimore, I forgot her name, but she's Republican,
Uh-huh.
ironically. But
Mhm.
she's Republican, but she ran on trying to refurbish the neighborhood. Like you said, they're allowing them to get to dirt value so they can swoop in and regentrify.
Right, right. They gentrify and
Hmm.
they can't afford to live in. I watched them years ago. I used to work on MLK in DC. I used to work on in that area, and I watched a group of people get off the bus, and they was Asians and some Caucasians, but a lot of them, you guys, back to what you were saying, TC, were Asians, and they were coming around, walking up and down the street, and they would come in busloads, and they would just snap pictures of certain areas, right?
There you go.
Hmm.
Later,
Yep.
years later, all the distressed areas is being torn down and they building high rises and different type of houses around there that the average person in that area can't afford. So they that years ago. They came and they saw exactly what they was gonna put where.
Right. And you know another industry that they're taking over. Well, I don't know about nowhere else, but I noticed they're here for some time now. They're taking over the construction industry too.
You know what I can't understand, you guys, and I don't have anything against Africans. Don't get me wrong, but Africans and Philippines. I don't want y'all to take this wrong, but the majority of the hospitals in my area, there are nothing but Africans working there and Filipinos. Now, you tell me what is going on in the medical industry that you can't get a group of American, and it's nothing, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything, but I don't understand how they
There's
are
no more
in
diversity.
the medical field as well.
Right.
Where's the best place to start trafficking body parts? Because you got to get them from somewhere.
Oh shit! Now TC,
And you gotta be able to
I
store
ain't
them somewhere.
that.
You gotta
I mean, the morgue, the
Yeah,
morgue
I
is
wasn't
open.
going there.
Oh, I mean, but you.
But you know
Okay,
what?
so but I'm answering your question,
Well,
and
damn, but then
and
you
here's the thing: they don't have an allegiance. They don't have an allegiance to us.
no one has allegiance to us.
They
We don't
can't stand us.
have
In our guts.
You know what I'm
Number
saying?
one
They have no. Well,
on the
see,
face of the
well,
earth.
here's what I mean. When I say an allegiance, I'm not talking about being friends and loving and kumbaya. I mean, there's sometimes you have an ally somewhere, where there's somewhere. Now, but they are not. They're definitely, those people are not that because of their colonization and their indoctrination of us.
Right, of us, exactly.
Right.
TC. I get it.
They think we are the only one that's been indoctrinated about them. They too have been indoctrinated about us.
Right.
You see,
Absolutely.
and that's the problem.
Well, like I said, I do know this. I do know that it's so many of them, and I'm not understanding how so many could come over here. And I, again, don't get me wrong, I know they come over here and get educated like everyone else, but it's just so many. It's just like, where are our people that we can't fill these hospitals as nurses and doctors and techs and different things? You only see a bunch of people from other countries now taking over the medical profession. I don't understand.
All the allied, all of the allied health parts of it.
Oh,
I mean,
everywhere.
even down to a phlebotomist. I mean,
everything.
So yeah, I hear you and I feel you, but our folks are also. So then it gets back to, what about us? What about us? And then the question is, well, what about us? So we have to take some ownership in all of this as well.
Exactly.
And there are jobs that are out there. There's a myriad of jobs that are out there, and they're jobs that have been now, turned around. You don't have to go through the red tape and all the paperwork like you used to have to back in the day. With the post office, you don't have to go through that, the whole this, that, and the other and the third. But I see more Black women in the post office than ever before. And then people say, well, where the Black men? And Black men are blaming Black women. No, it's because your urine can't be hot, yo.
Yeah.
You gotta know, and this is the other piece. You gotta know 2 + 2.
Yeah.
You gotta know 2 times 2. You gotta know your alphabet, because when we're dealing with letters and addresses and zip codes, you gotta know the numbers and put them in chronological order.
You do have to
and
if you
I'm just saying basic stuff, and I'm saying that to say, for those women who have boys, stop coddling them.
But wait a minute. Now, everybody is not a weed smoker or a drug taker. Now, come on, TC.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm
No,
saying
but
I'm giving different instances and giving different
and that's
scenarios.
good. I think
But I'm
you're right.
also gonna say that for those that don't fit that, I will say that what I have found and what I see is that sometimes the mothers, be it that they're single mothers or even if they're married and have a partner, whatever, some of the mothers coddle these boys. I had a little boy had to come in and do an application just to get to the FAFSA. And I wanted him to fill it out. And the mother, I'll fill it out for him. No, he's 17 years old, screwing and sucking and whatever. And this Negro needs to know how to fill out a daggone application.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll do. And then I'm asking him
time.
questions. I'm asking him questions, and the mother's answering the questions. And I said, ma'am, I'm not talking to you. I need to hear him. Stop doing that.
I know. I did it one time, and the person told me, "Say, excuse me, can you step out the room because I'm not talking to you. Your son should be able to do this." I said, "Wow." I said, "Wow," but they was right. I said, "Oh no, because this is the reason why." They said, "I'm not talking to you." He looked up and said, "I'm not talking to you. You can leave the room, and then I'll call you back when we finish." I was like,
"Wow,
okay,
but I get it. I get it."
And I was blessed. I showed my son. I helped him with 2 applications. After that, he started filling them out on his own. Came home, Mom, I got a job.
You know
what I mean? There you go. That's what's up.
I helped him a couple of times because I'm like, you got to know these things, you know.
I want to look. I want to look at what Regina said because Regina, you are absolutely right.
But a lot of mothers do that, TC. You're right about that.
Yeah. Regina is, look at this. Regina said, at Mz.Teavalocity, certain career fields have been targeted for decades by particular groups of races. Example, technology field is marketed heavily towards Indian, science towards Asians, etc. You are absolutely right. And that's why
bingo.
You're right, TC.
Bingo. I get so upset, you guys, that they didn't implement STEM until recently. We needed STEM long time ago because that's where we going. That's what we going towards.
Right.
STEM needed to be heavy in our schools, and it wasn't. Just like they don't teach us finance in our schools, and
right.
They should.
I mean, they took out everything. You would think. I mean, we thought it really didn't mean anything, but wood shop, print shop, electric shop, freaking home ec, you know what I'm saying? All that meant something, and they took all of that from us. But they knew they was going to come and take over them industries, because with them little things right there, as Black people, we always had a way of making money, because with them things, them careers right there I just named, you could always make money under or over or around the table. And those are the main things they took away from us. I mean, we're not even going to talk about art and music, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, they wiped out everything. Even
wait a minute, because a lot of parents and Black parents always push their children towards what? Sports, music, dance. They're not pushing them.
They even took that out. They even took that out.
So that's our focus as well, and it shouldn't be our focus. You know, push so hard in athletes. You shouldn't do that in athletics, you know, or in dance or in drama and stuff. We shouldn't push that hard in those fields. We should be in the technology field. Like she said, you get Africans who come over here and they go to school and they score high and they become nurses and doctors, and you cannot blame them, because that's not really being pushed in our community over here in the United States, not for us.
Right.
But they started.
I mean, well, they still have you know, the crazy thing about Africans is they still have the sense of community. When you have a sense of community, it comes with a certain amount of pride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They carry it like, you know, if we fail, we shame the whole community. We don't have it like that no more. It's like the sense of community is a big part. The sense of community is definitely a huge part. You know what I'm saying? We're not ashamed. We're not shamed if, you know, I mean, we are, but we ain't. It's kind of, it's tricky and it's funny and it's weird. But at some point, it's like, oh, well, dang, can we be shamed? Everybody got an aunt, uncle, cousin, somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like you change, so it's the cards we was
Right.
dealt. So it's tricky.
Community. And you know, I think back in the day, this is a new generation. We just pushed harder for work ethics and schooling, but work ethics was pushed heavier than anything else. Think about it. Yeah.
It was
So
because
we
we had
had
summer
programs
jobs at 13, 14. Yeah.
Yeah. And they
stuff
started
like social graces, and a lot of people, I guess they mistake social graces for something like a weakness or something like, you know, something that's like gay or whatever the case may be, because people put that, you know, they make it up in their head. And here's what I say about social graces, because my queen has her own business, and she's a nurse, but she has her own staffing business. And so oftentimes people are you know, applying for positions for like their CNAs. She's doing a CNAs, you know, all of anything in the allied health field, etc. The thing is that talking on the phone, some of our people don't understand. They don't understand how to, like, good morning, good afternoon. When you call, they want to have the music blasting in the back.
TC, I know. Ain't that something? A lot of these, and especially the new generation, the younger generation, not new, the younger generation, they really don't have common sense some damn time when it comes to things like answering the phone a proper way, customer service, you know, certain things.
Right.
They don't even have common sense to say, hey, that's not right.
Right.
But it's because they are.
If you think you can't entertain what you need to be entertaining, you need not to answer. They don't know how to let it go to the voicemail. You can't pick up. Like, you know, it's just
and you say, and check this out.
Call it back.
Let me just say this.
Call back.
You said the voicemail. Anytime I listen to a voicemail and it's be up, and nigga, and all of this, give some, there goes this stuff. Yeah,
you hang up.
I
hang right on up. See, this is where code switching comes in. First, we don't understand. Listen, when I was growing up, me and my friends, we might have gone in the basement and, you know, did our little rap, thinking we was rappers or whatever. But we didn't do certain things around our elders. We just didn't do it.
Right. Well,
but we saw somebody say, "Oh, good morning, Mr. So."
Right, but then you had the generation that came along though, that was babies having babies. So, you know, there's a mixture, a lot of stuff we got going on. Is that the baby boomer generation? Is that what they call that generation?
Nah, baby boomers are from 46 to 64. Then you have the Generation X. That's my generation, 65 to 82.
Okay.
Then you have the millennials, the Y generation. I asked why myself.
I'm like, I don't lost track of the generations. I thought I was a part of the baby boomers, but I think I'm on the cusp of the
How
baby
you gonna be a part of the baby boomers? How old are you?
No, that's what I say. I'm not. I think I'm on the cusp, but I always thought I was because I don't. I just lost track. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on the cusp. But I got an old soul anyway, so it just works out.
Dig it. You know.
Yeah, it works out for me, but
you sound young, shoot.
Listen, I'm young, but I ain't that young. Okay.
Well, TC, I'm baby boomer, but you have me by a couple of years, but I'm baby boomer.
Oh, okay. Because see, I was born in 1970. Generation X, all day, all night. We were the generation.
Hold on.
That we were the generation that were born.
Hold on. I thought you just said you were 65.
No. I said no. I said that the baby boomers are from 1946 to 1964. Generation X starts at 65 to 1965 to 82.
I thought you said you were.
Okay. I'm a baby boomer. I'm a part of the boomers.
I'm a baby boomer.
Okay, I know I wasn't tripping. I'm a part of the boomers.
You know what? Okay, and I'm gonna get ready to get out here, but this is so important. Hold on. This is so important. Regina has been on point this whole night when it comes.
I love Regina.
She is so sharp at it.
Absolutely. Yes. Regina's all that.
Regina, oh my God, I love when she's in my chat.
That's the purpose of that damn census they go around and take. Right there, just what she said. And that's why they push the census so hard again, everything is purposed and planned to, I'm telling you, to keep us back.
Oh, it is.
Hold
That's
us
a
back.
fact. That's
Listen,
why I don't fill them out.
that's why they push so hard. They claim because it put local dollars in your community. That may be true, but right here is even truer.
Yeah, it put
First
dollars in
year
there.
for
It
a
tell you,
market in the
it
US.
tell you exactly how much dollars it's gonna put in there. Yeah, it do.
I believe that, Gina.
It
I
do.
totally
Ain't
agree
nobody
with
about
Regina.
that.
I
They just ain't
I
telling you the
totally
truth
agree
about
with
how much.
Regina because I worked for the census
Yeah,
the 2000 and the 1990, and
yeah.
let me tell you something.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I
I
know
think that's
that.
the
I
same
asked.
census I work for. Cause
Okay,
one year I did
I
it too.
asked in Philadelphia. I asked these people a question, and I almost got fired.
Why?
And I asked the question about the people who are incarcerated. Do they
Oh.
get counted in the cities that they're from,
Mm-hmm.
or do they get counted where they are incarcerated? And
That's
the
a good
answer was
question.
they get counted for where they're incarcerated.
Oh, really?
Mm.
So
And the prisons are
those,
usually
so
way out.
it takes, right, they usually go way out. They usually way out in certain types of counties, and
Mm.
they're counted.
Yeah.
And of course, we all know that when you're counted, there's a certain amount of money per each person. All right, there's a bounty on everybody's head.
Dang.
Right.
Well,
So when they're
God,
there, but guess what? The money, they're incarcerated, so they don't
yeah.
use the money up.
Well,
But
well,
these other
well,
counties they can improve
Mm.
their streets. They can improve their homes. They get grants to do X, Y, and Z. Now
yeah.
back in the city where these people are actually from, we can't get that money because they're somewhere else. And when I asked that question, and Regina
Mm.
is so on point, when I asked that question, they
Mm.
did not want me to ask that question. And then the media started asking more questions, especially this one lady in this city. And it was heavy. It was hot. And thank
Mm.
goodness I had a couple of people who were good political friends because
Mm.
they were ready to get rid of me.
But you know what? Now, that's
Mm.
just like Duchess said. That's why prisons are placed very methodical. They are
Yes,
placed in certain.
Right.
yes,
Remember, they are
Right.
privatized businesses.
Yeah, they are. They're very
They are private.
privatized.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
private. So they make money. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. See, you learn something
Mm-hmm.
new every day. But I do know when Regina said this
Mm.
part, that made me think that's why the census are pushed so much. Basically, it's not about the dollars that you'll get, but it's about probably how in your demographic area, what type of opportunities they offer you when it comes to work and
absolutely.
what they're going to build up in
Right.
that area, you know.
And they
Right.
know how many they are going to
Are.
build, but
Yep.
because they look at how many of our children
Yeah.
cannot read on
Oh,
on a certain grade level starting from third
oh,
grade. If they can't read
oh.
on grade level by third grade, they
Prison
already know
pipeline.
this is one right here.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if y'all watch
Yeah.
my show, but
The
I was talking
what they
about
call the school to prison
prison
pipeline.
pipeline, prison. So,
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, yep.
so what? I don't know if y'all saw my upload, but in my upload, I was talking about childhood trauma and what was going on, and I said this is a fun fact that you might not know about me. I operated an early learning center in Maryland, and I was one of
Hmm.
the best in my counties. And the reason what made me do that is because I worked in an environment, and I won't say what I worked in an environment and I saw it was much needed. I was so sad to see that it was people, it was kids in middle school that couldn't read on a third grade level that had
Yes,
IEPs for, their performance and behavior, and they were pushing them through. And so I was so
Right.
disgusted, and maybe I was disgusted because one, my children had came from an area where they was educated well, because they was amongst those type of people. And so they had a choice whether they was going to be educated well or not when it comes to that, how much advantage they was going to take, right?
Right.
And
Right.
those children would have never been the same as the children in this demographic area. So I felt so bad when I used to tutor them. I said, I can't believe that this kid can't read. And they pushing him through, middle school into high school with the IEP. So I
Mm-hmm.
know I went, the contract was over. So I was deciding what I was going to do. And I said, I think I'm going to open a daycare center. And at that particular time, I called it a daycare center. But
Right.
when I opened the business, I said it was an early learning center. And my main focus was on teaching. I know kids learn through playing, but I didn't allow them to play all day. I was really firm when it came to teaching, and my staff had to teach them. And I was one of
Right.
the best in Maryland. When my kids came to me, they were 2 years old because you had to be two at that time before I opened up my infant area. And
Right.
my kids left there graduating, from pre-K and going into kindergarten halfway through kindergarten because I made it a point that I was going to teach them. And if the parents wasn't going to be in alignment with what I was teaching and really and didn't agree with the way I was teaching their children because we were teaching, right? Then
Right.
take your child out. The money wasn't a factor for me because I did this for a reason and my focus was
Right.
on to teach these kids because I could not believe the children that I had seen in middle school that couldn't read on the third grade, fourth grade level, but yet they were
Mm-hmm.
graduating to go to high school with an IEP. Now, I tell you, in my belief, all children are capable of learning. It's just that you have to know their learning style and you have to be equipped and taught to do that. And so I made
Right.
sure that we was always equipped with teaching kids. And I just find it very disturbing that these kids can't read on the third grade level. And it is now just like you and TC was saying, prison and pipeline. If you can't read, now this is statistics. If you don't know how to read in the third grade, most likely you're going to end up in prison.
And that's sad because those
Very
those
sad.
projections are real. At
They
least
will.
at least
They're absolutely
85% of the
real.
time.
Yep.
They're absolutely
Yep.
real.
And I said that I was going to make sure that these kids knew they had a jump start in pre-K and that they knew how to at least read a little bit. So my children was reading on kindergarten level because I didn't accept anything less. And like I said, if a parent didn't agree with me, I said, well, you probably want to take your child out here. You probably don't want them in my early learning center because they're going to learn here. They're not going to play all day. And
That's
any of
right.
them can be taught. Any of them is capable of learning unless they have some severe, retardation or mental, then that's something different. But any child is capable of learning. You just need to know their learning styles.
There you go.
So I didn't buy that, but that's a little fun fact
Right.
for me. I
That's
learned
true.
that for years.
Because everybody learn different.
Yeah, and I was just so upset that these children was being passed on, and it makes them very hard as an adult because they become frustrated because they know in their mind that they're not learning, that they don't have what it takes. So they become frustrated, they become embarrassed, and
Yes.
then they shut down and don't want to learn. You push these IEPs on them, that's cool if that's what you assess and think they need one, but we really need to go and get to the root of the problem. You guys are just teaching them to a test. They have to, actually pass a standardized test, and that's what you're teaching them to. So it's
Hmm.
very hard for kids to critical think.
And Mz.Teavalocity, sometimes, and I'm not gonna say it's not that deep because it's just always that deep, but it's something uh as little as the boy or the girl can't, is what do you call it, nearsighted. they they
Right.
they can't go get glasses because the mother can't afford or the father can't afford or the family is, has a
Right.
big family, they can't go, they don't have
Right.
that kind of
Mhm.
insurance. It's a lot of different things. However, if you put some glasses on the kids, they can see because they're sitting in the back, or they were sitting in the back.
Right.
That
It's just
happens a
stuff
lot.
like that will frustrate these children,
Right.
and I don't blame them, because if I can't see and everybody's doing the work and I want to do the work, because children really do want to do the work, because
They do.
they like the teacher to say, "Oh, that's good," they really
Right,
do, but
right.
they can't because they don't
But
have
they can't.
glasses.
Right. And you know what? I think what they did was they moved us out and put in some of the schools, I know in DC, they requested RNs only. And the reason for them doing that is because they realized that the very thing you're talking about, some of these children have optical problems, so they can't see. But
Yes.
you don't have nobody there to assess them. And a parent might not think about that, but when they have different assessments now, when they come into school, you check their eyes now, you check their hearing, and so you do things like that, and you'll know, hey, listen, like you said, this person has a problem seeing. We did this eye chart on your daughter, and they have a problem seeing. We did this test of hearing. They having a hard time hearing. Maybe it's too much wax in the canal. It's little things like that. And like you said, it will frustrate them if they can't grasp something because they can't see or they can't hear. So they are doing now, I think they are taking steps to kind of combat that, TC, by
Oh,
doing
yes.
type of physical assessments in the school,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
can, because
Absolutely.
it's certain
And
lines.
Yep.
let me just say this. Unfortunately, let me just say this, and this is to my religious sectors of people, whoever this might be. If it's you, it's you. This thing about you can't go and ask for help to the school, you can't, the Lord is going to take care of it and all this other. Listen, that's why the Lord sent a lot of these people who have the vision, and they have these programs, okay? And they're programs that are out, they're out there, and they help they will give you a voucher they will, first of all, they will definitely examine. Then they give you a voucher for like 2 free pairs of
Glasses,
glasses for that
yeah.
young person.
The Lions Club. They have the Lions Club. They have what you call at the VA. They have those particular places that donate glasses and stuff. So I think what's happening now is we're seeing things a little clearer, you know, and
Right. We're
we are
The
learning.
Eagles,
We've learned as we're
The
going.
Phil,
Yeah.
the Philadelphia Eagles here in Philly, they have trucks that go around from starting in September, when the children go back to school, all the way until Halloween, right? And they have these trucks that go around, and they go to specific areas, community leaders or
uh-huh,
block captains or
uh-huh,
people who have 501(c)(3s
right,
can fill out an application and say, can you come to my community?
right,
And I forgot the name of it. I was with them on Saturday, and they have it so that they will come out, they will do like a vision screening and everything for
right.
not just the child,
Mm-hmm,
not just the children in the family,
mm-hmm.
but the mother and or the father.
Oh, okay, that's
Everybody.
That's really
Okay.
good.
And they
Siblings.
give them a
Yeah.
voucher for glasses to go
mm,
to, I forgot the name of the daggone, whatever, vision something something.
vision.
And they give them a voucher to go and pick up, they give them the prescription, and then they give them a voucher to go with the prescription so that they can go to the place and get their glasses. Boom. You see what I'm saying? You see how that works?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I thank God there's more and more programs coming along to help our children out, because in reality, we are so far behind, and that's why they put an emphasis on early childhood learning. They're making it a
Mhm.
priority now because it starts there. Now, listen, we hit on some very good topics today because Regina and
Yes, Regina.
BBC.
Yes. Thank
Everybody's
you.
been help in holding this
Yeah.
thing down. I greatly appreciate that. But we need to do more of this. And listen, it
I
will
love
grow,
it. I love
but
stuff
it
like
will
this.
grow,
I'm right
and
on board.
it'll grow slowly, but it will grow. And that's all that matters. because we be the voice of the unheard. You know, a lot of
There
times
you go.
we look at things in a different
Mm-hmm.
we're quick to say, oh, maybe, and I'm not saying us, you guys, I'm just using this for
In
example.
general.
Oh, he's so stupid. Oh, she dumb girl. They can't afford this. They can't. Well, really, maybe they're not dumb. Maybe they're not stupid. Maybe they don't have the opportunity to do the things they would like to do when it comes to learning, you know, because TC, you hit it on the head. Some of them need glasses. Some young kids, believe it or not, need their ears irrigated, wax. My son, for example, will use my youngest son. My son had a hard time. And I was trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with this little guy. You know, I mean, he all over the damn place. But come to find out, he did have a touch of ADHD. But not only that, the dude ears, because I would say, can you hear me? Damn, I was just talking to you. You didn't hear me? He was like, no, mom, I didn't hear you. So I was concerned and took him to the ENT, and they noticed he had so much wax. You guys, I swear, even in my medical profession, I don't ever recall seeing this much wax to come out a person. They irrigated my son's ears, and it was clumps of wax coming out. Now, I cleaned the ears with the Q-tip. No, it was down in his canal, causing him to not hear properly.
Right.
I'm talking about, you guys, when I said them wax balls was dropping, I was like, what the fuck? I said, oh my gosh, is that coming out of his? I said, is that coming out of his ears? They said, yes. I said, but I always clean his ears. They said, no, that's down in his ear. That has to be irrigated. And he's having problems hearing. So he actually don't hear you. So we had to go back like every 6 months to get his ears irrigated.
Right.
So it's stuff that's happening sometime with our children.
The kid can't even tell you.
Huh?
They can't even tell you because they don't even know.
Because they don't know. Now I'm thinking I'm cleaning the brother's ears, right? No, it's deeper than that. So you're right. We all need to really try to stay.
Yeah, I discovered my son was definitely his left ear.
You know what, Butterfly? Let me ask you. Can you hear when someone else is talking, baby?
No, sometimes I
think you
yeah, it has the
feedback or delay. The delay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delay.
Sorry.
I noticed that because I even watch you, and you know I love you on other platforms, and you talk, and I don't think you hear, and I do the same thing because Diva reminds me of it. So I think you guys, when we on the StreamYard, it's like a delay, and you don't realize that a person is still talking. And so you talk over them. I apologize if I'm talking over you guys. But go ahead, Butterfly. What was
No, I apologize. Go ahead, Mz.T. I didn't realize you was talking. Go ahead.
No, baby. I think I was talking over you, or perhaps you were talking over me. But just go ahead and say what you could say. I was just saying.
I was just following up with my own personal story, but that's okay. I was just gonna say my son. I discovered that my son was deaf in his left ear in the 2nd grade.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and it's not an irrigation thing. It's they're saying there's a deformity in the tube, so it's like closed off.
Oh, it's closed.
Okay. And they said they wanted to know. They wanted to figure out if he was going to grow out of it or not, because they say he could have surgery now, but he was so young they didn't really want to do surgery on him. So they said, let's see if we grow out of it, because sometimes they grow out of stuff like that.
You know,
absolutely.
I mean? Yeah. So
I discovered working with children, I discovered so much that, you know, I discovered a lot of things that we probably don't even think about hinder kids learning. Simple things, you know, not besides the ears.
The glasses story touch on for me, because that was me.
No, I could believe her. I know TC kids did have a hard time seeing, so they were sent too to get testing for their eyes. And that's why I said I think the schools are doing it now, because they realize some of these kids can't even see, and we expect them to see the blackboard up front, the chalkboard, and they in the back or in the middle, and they really can't see. And then,
Right.
you often see a kid bending down so far to right, they have a problem then. I'm like, baby,
Right.
pick your head up. But they can't because they really can't see. So you bring that to their parents' attention.
There
And
you
that's
go.
where parents have to stay abreast of their children when it comes to schoolwork, because you would see things like that, you know? But
Right.
That's right. That's all. That's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
something that needs to be done. And if everybody should be watching at the same time, but yes, that's definitely one way. Watching a young person and how they're writing
yeah.
and things. Yep, that's it.
You know what, you guys? I really truly wish sometime we would go back to it takes a village to raise a child, because it really does. It takes, whether you believe it or not. I know people don't believe in other people disciplining their children or saying things to their children. Not in that retrospect, but it just take all of us to help build children up. You know, it's just a lot going on in our communities, and I believe that these children are
Yes.
really slipping by the wayside because so many parents are single and doing the best that they could, working and trying to maintain. And single mothers, and there's a lot of single fathers coming up to you guys.
yeah.
And
I know a couple. Mhm.
yeah, it's something to be single and not have that added help from family members. So when you have them in programs, or you have a community of people who care about your child, I think it would help develop them a little more and a little better. That's just me.
Yeah, I believe so too. That's why I said the community standards.
Yeah,
They don't have them.
you
You
ladies,
know.
I have to get out here. I have been on here.
Okay.
Wait, hold on before
Yes.
this boogie. I truly appreciate y'all. Let me tell you something. I appreciate each and every one of the people who came in here to join me. Now, I'm not gonna stay on beef. I was just speaking on what I saw. I'm gonna go back to my regular scheduled programs. I don't come live that much. I know you guys have noticed. And there's a lot to come live about if I want to be in the thick of things, but I don't. So I appreciate when you guys do stop by here and keep me company and engage. I truly appreciate Regina, Michi Black. Who else?
Yes.
That's Duchess. Yep, you know my girl Duchess, my bootleg co-host.
Yes.
I appreciate BB Nice, Queen Diva, and everybody who joined me today, especially you guys. TC and Butterfly. Thanks for coming on the platform. I enjoyed
Mm.
this live. It is
I
so
did
much
too. I had a
fun.
really great time.
It's so
But
much.
now I'm about to go be messy. So I really had a great time.
She said, "Now, well, I'm not going to be messy. I want to try
But
this upload." Um,
I'm not going to be messy, but I do want to say this in just in my conclusion and closure for everything that we said. I definitely want to give a great shout out to many mothers and grandmothers and grandfathers and fathers who are doing the doggone thing.
yep.
Tony Braxton, and I know the Braxton family is still going through a lot.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
and R.I.P. Tracy Braxton. But
Yeah.
I want to say that Tony Braxton's son, the one that had autism, is
Uh-huh.
now he is at Howard University, and he is he's drama, theater, and all that kind of good stuff,
Uh-huh.
and he's also a model for the youngest brother. The youngest brother has a line of clothing, so he's
Really?
modeling his brother's clothing line. See what I'm saying?
Oh,
You see how that works?
yeah.
Right.
But
That's a
Right.
beautiful thing.
That is a
And I'm
beautiful
happy
thing.
because of the things that
yep.
young man has overcome with the autism, and just the uncertainties and ups and downs that
Yep.
come along with
Yep.
where we are now with autism is
Yep.
because of the Tony Braxtons and those mothers. I know Holly
Exactly.
Robinson Pete. She was
Yep.
a staunch advocate.
Uh-huh.
And there are many others who are staunch
Mhm.
advocates. There's a sister here in Philly in reference
Yes.
to more research going towards autism. So I just want to say, thank goodness for we do have people who are proactive. We have
Uh-huh.
folks that see the
Yep.
need and they jump right in there and they handle the business. And I'm going to be that person too. I know we here do it as well.
Mhm.
And I just want to say thank you to everybody. I'm glad I'm always in good company when I'm over here. Much
Thank
love.
you so much. Now, let me tell you about autism too. You know, I know we over in this area, and I often think, not always, I often think is so much could be done with these people and to these people who's mocking autistic children and who's dragging them, even though they're talking to the parents. However, some things are directed or said about the children. Do you know that if a real advocate came across, or even if somebody of, say, our caliber decided to write a letter to the Autism Society and advocates for autism, they would shut these channels down immediately.
Right.
They would shut this shit down immediately. So I said that to say this. Some people really need to be careful, and I don't believe that people have really stepped in and did as much as they can do when it comes to shutting that down about dragging these kids with autism or some type of disabilities. I really hope they back off of that, because one day someone's going to come through here with a pen and piece of paper and a recorder, and their channels will be gone immediately once they
Not
pop.
only will their channels be gone, but the karma catches up, baby. If
Oh
it
yeah,
don't catch
I'm
you,
just talking about
it skips generations. Okay.
yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying what could happen when they dragging these children with autism. That's really bad. But anywho, I'm gonna leave that alone. Again, ladies, I gotta go. I have to work in the morning, and I shut it down because I get up early. I have to go make
Okay.
my.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Velocity. I had a great time.
I
This was a
really did
great
enjoy it.
conversation. I love conversations like this.
Me
Me too.
too.
I'm glad I caught you live. Everybody in the chat that I didn't get to speak to, hello. You know, Butterfly, I love y'all. And this was really great. Thank you, Miss T Velocity.
You welcome, baby. Michi, great. I always say that you should teach from the womb to the grave, that any child is capable of learning. You just have to start teaching, and you started yours at 6 months. That's a great thing. But anywho, I appreciate everybody, you guys. I gotta run. I will be working on uploads, and please support me on my uploads. I would really appreciate that, and give it a like. I will come on live from time to time, but to be honest with you guys, I'm not that crazy about going live anymore. I think I got kind of, I don't know, I'm feeling some type of way that I don't even bother to come live. I'd rather work on my uploads. I told you I'm going to purchase a new editor application. So, hey, Diva, thank you. I'm going to purchase a new editor application so I can edit a little better and do more uploads. Right now, I'm kind of slow at it. Thank you, Cookie. Love you, baby. That's my cookie. I'm going to try to work on my uploads and try to do it live. But when I come live, it probably would be something like this, and something that I have done an upload about. Again, I'm going to bring awareness about missing, exploited Black women, Black men, children. I'm also going to bring awareness to the community about other things that's going on. Like they said, we covered a lot. We really covered a lot. It went from being shamessy, getting my little 2 cents, into covering some very important topics that need to be discussed on a regular basis so we can make a difference. And I wouldn't mind that you ladies join me again when I come back on with another good live. Again, please don't forget, I think Diva always already said it. Please thumbs up the video. And until we meet again, let me get ready to play my song. I forget all about my outro, you guys. Let's get going. You could tell I haven't been here long. Well, if you see your king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see your queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princess and your princesses. They are our joint heirs. They are our future. They looking to inherit something. And always remember, it doesn't take much to be a blessing and not a bother. So make sure you bless someone. A simple hello, how are you? You look good today. Oh, your lipstick is beautiful. I love that hat. Hey, can I buy that cup of coffee for you? Here's a couple of dollars. Go grab you some lunch. You look radiant. Just saying you have a beautiful person. Anything. It don't have to be money, anything monetary. You just have to be a blessing to someone and it will come back to you 100-fold. Let me read Cookie's. Good evening, Mz.Teavalocity and panel. Very informative and empowering. Thank you, baby. As a former student disability advocate, I fought to give voice to the voiceless, and I'm still fighting. Thank you so much, Cookie. I know you and I have spoke before, but I would like for you to take that leap of faith or take that step and join me one day on my panel. I know that you are an advocate, and I would love to have you here. Yes, I will be doing the replay. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Michi, thank you. Boston Diva, thank you, baby. Thank you. Got to get ready to get out here. Now I'll play my outro. I messed it all up because I'm not used to coming down here anymore. Goodbye. See you guys later. Be safe.